Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 1st to the 15th, 2025 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is linked in the description box below. Now, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show them clearly. Ooh, we have the King of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Five of Swords, angels and spirit guides, the Eight of Wands, the Fool, the King of Wands, the Emperor, angels and spirit guides, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I'm just hearing cat's got your tongue. There is something that needs to be said. Like, you need to say this in order for you to kind of like be set free. And it's kind of like this incantation or this spell that you need to cast over your own life. And I just think of spells of like, right, we write out words, we spell things down. And the power of words within our psyche, within ourselves is astoundingly important. So there's something here that needs to be said. And at your heart, you have the King of Swords. Now, this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you are born on the cusp with Libra, if you have air sign energy in your chart, this is going to come out very strongly during this time. And this is going to be a main part of your personality. Very logical, very practical about things. But you're also going to have a tendency to get, like, you want to get to the heart of the matter. You don't want to kind of like, move over all this, like kind of move through all this kind of nonsense. So do be aware of that. You're going to be very straightforward, very to the point. You're cutting through always with the Kings of Swords, doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointments. You're cutting through the it's like the miasma of it all, but it's like the vines that hold you back. You're cutting through what has held you back, what has kept you down, and you're really embracing your voice. There is going to be also something during this time that you're looking at and you're like, can I do that? Can I do that? Can I move forward this way? And this is going to be a time where you need to bet on yourself. You'll bet on everybody else, Virgo, but you need to bet on yourself. And you know your flaws too well to think, oh, this is safe. Like I won't go astray or things won't fall apart. And it's okay if they do fall apart. What you need to do is like take that power, that voice, that insight, and move forward in what it is that you desire. Now, the energy that holds you back is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups, when it is in a negative state, are people who you should be able to rely on, who you just can't. Like, they're not showing up for you in the way that you would like them to. But also with the Three of Cups, you can be smothered by people who really love you, like have your best intention at heart. So being aware of that, it's like, what do I do with this? Like, you're disappointed by the people who you thought you could rely on, but you can't. And you're overwhelmed by the people who have your back and want you to succeed and move forward. So like, how do you embrace what it is that you want? You have to say it. You have to say it to yourself. Write it down in a journal. Write it in a letter. Burn it. Set it free. But you have to set it free within you because you're kind of holding it in. And it's going to be like a pressure cooker, Virgo. It's just going to explode out. It moves us then to the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, at the root of it all, is the fact that you're facing battles that you have faced before, but you're doing so with the sense of, I've got this. I can move forward. I know what it is that I want. I am focused. I have one. I'm going after what I desire. And this can make you a little bit prickly, right? It can. It's like, okay, another battle to fight, another way to move forward, but also a lot of the past things, like past traumas, past hurts, past pains, past disappointments, all this nonsense that makes us up as human beings, right? All this hurt and all the baggage that we carry, the trauma that we carry. You're going to be seeing that you're going to be faced with it during this time. And the way you handle it is setting you free. And this is, again, embracing your words, embracing your mind, embracing your knowledge. And with the Eight of Wands, this is the energy that is leaving. It's a sense that everything has happened almost in a tornado. Like, everything has happened so quickly. So like it has like just kind of made you, I'm just seeing like it makes you dizzy, right? It has made you dizzy before, either how fast time has gone or how much needed to get done. You never had your footing the way that you wanted to. And so now that energy is leaving and you have more of a footing. You also are looking at your freedom. You're looking at your independence. You're looking at what it is that you want for you. And it brings us then to the Fool. And the Fool is your strength. And the Fool being the strength, Virgo, is really quite beautiful because your strength is going to be to leap forward to the dreams that you hadn't dared to dream, or maybe you didn't even know of. All of a sudden, you're starting to say, why not, instead of I can't. Let's move forward instead of, oh no, I shouldn't. And there is a sense here of embracing freedom, of embracing ideas, of looking at things in a very different way. And as you do so, with the King of Wands in your near future, the fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, we have, Aries reiterated here with the Emperor representing Aries in the major arcana, time frame March 21st to April 19th. The King of Wands is embracing your power and authority in what it is that you do. Okay, this is your passion. This is the fire that gets you out of bed in the morning. There's a transformation, but there's also, you have here the King of Swords. You have the King of Wands. You have the Emperor. This is very strong sacred masculine energy, and you are embracing the sacred masculine. You are embracing the power within yourself, saying, I am growing this kingdom. I don't care. It is becoming grander than it once was. And why it says, like, I don't care. It's like, oh, I'm not here to nurture every plant and watch everything grow. That's for the queens. That's for the queens. And that can seem very sexist, and it is. It is when we're dealing with pictures on cards. Here, it is a sense of I am growing, I am conquering, I am achieving, and I am going after. There's a sense of needing to break that ground in order to move forward. And it doesn't matter how you identify yourself, male, female, however you identify yourself, you are moving forward towards your goals and towards what it is that you desire. And you're not really into this, like, I'm going to say, like, touchy-feely stuff where it's like, okay, let me make sure everything is calm and settled along the way. But you do have to be mindful about that because you can be a little bit too fierce, a little bit too much, So kind of looking at what you desire, looking at what you love. And that's why you can get mad at those that you love, because it's like, hey, slow it down. This isn't helping you, right? Your energy is just all over the place. We don't want to be like Alexander the Great, right? You conquer the world and then you're like, well, did it all, going to go now type of deal. So here with the King of Wands, embracing your passion, embracing your fire, embracing your tenacity, seeing yourself transform. And as you see yourself transform, you're looking at what really brings joy. Excuse me, what really brings joy, what really moves you forward, what you truly want. And then that the advice is the Emperor. The advice is to be bold and go after it and not be afraid. You have faced so much of what has held you back. You have looked at things in a way that is letting you see your life, yourself, what you want, what you're going for, and you face more battles than you realized. And you've succeeded where in your mind it's going to be so much easier to pull up the failures, to pull up, I didn't have this, or this went wrong. And here with the Emperor, it's embracing tenacity, determination, focus, and insight. This is the cumulation, the coming together, we'll go with that word, of all the kings of the pentacles, planting the seeds, growing, nurturing it, right? Because you want it's like planting the food for the kingdom, right? Having the money, having what you can trade with. And you want to trade with things that are useful. So that bring that practicality, that wealth, or what you value as much as money, right? Then it is the swords, it is the defense, it is the mind, it is the skill, it is the nobility, it is the power, it is the authority. That is the wands. That is the swords. The wands is the fire, the passion, the determination, the insight, what keeps you warm, what illuminates the darkness. And the cups is the heart and the spirit of it all, the love and the watering, the fact that you can't live more than 3 days without water. So here you are embracing all that power, all the elements, all the sense of self, and you're moving forward towards the greatness that you want. And the advice here is to be bold, to be brash, to go after what it is that you desire. And as you do so, the Knight of Swords is the environment. It's like, now's the time to move in action. It's not to stay in inaction. It's not to be afraid of what might happen. What you're really afraid of is what happens if I stay like this. Now it's the time to go after what you want, to see what it is that you desire, what you're looking for. You're cutting through the chaos of it all. And you need to be your own hero. Because as much as I would love to say, that somebody would save you and everything will be done by somebody else coming in, That's not the way life works. And I know people will leave the mean comments and say, Dane, that is how life works. But from what I've seen, what I've lived, what I've seen in countless readings, is that that always comes at an astounding price. And so with the Knight of Swords charging forward, you become the hero of your world. You save yourself. And you know what it is that you want. Even if you don't know what it is that you want, even if you're saying, Dane, all I know is I don't want to be here. That's a really good place to start. You're going after, you're slaying the dragons, you're cutting through the poison of the world. You are ascending spiritually, personally, and you're awakening a part of you that has been asleep for too long. And as you do so, the fear is the Page of Swords. But this is also the hope that Spirit talks to you. Spirit talks. You know, you're ruled by Mercury, Virgo. Listen, you want everything to be so neat, so orderly, so just so. But life is messy. And the swords, they know that. Okay? Air knows that. Fire knows that. Earth knows that. But, you know, Earth likes to contain it a bit more. With the Page of Swords, you're getting messages from Spirit. You're afraid of them. Trusting your intuition makes you overwhelmed. You want certainty. And there isn't certainty. There's a good chance and, you know, a good shot, and let's go for it. You're going after what you desire. You're afraid to be the student. You're afraid not to have all the answers. But not having all the answers will lead you to making some absolutely brilliant choices. You can also be guided by somebody who has a way with words, who is highly creative, all right? Can also be very, you know, factual with things. You might say a joke and they'll be like, well, that isn't true. And you're like, dude, it's a joke. You know, like laugh. It's okay. So just be aware of that. Just be aware. This could be a young person, or this could be somebody with a very young soul, or just a vivacious spirit, somebody who laughs, and somebody who you sit there and you're like, you're that old? Seriously? You didn't give off that energy. And they're like, oh, I didn't know how you were supposed to act at that age. Like, this is who I am. And it brings us then to the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is the outcome. It is seeing everything from your past, this life, past lives, but also from the past that have shaped you, the story that has been written up until this point. And you're seeing the chaotic energy that has pulled you back, the vampiric energy that has held you back. You're also going to find that you can have headaches and stomach aches. You can also hold a lot of tension in your shoulders, so do be aware of that. And you can find that you get tired. You get tired because you're being drained energetically, okay? It's going to be really important to sever the ties, like just even to visualize severing the ties of all that is chaotic to you, and you'll be surprised what falls away. And as you do so, you're going to be looking at, how do I build my wealth? How do I build my prosperity? What am I going for here? You know, what is my wealth? What do I value as much as money? What do I want in my life? And it's coming forward. It is. You're setting yourself free. You've had to walk through a lot in order to get there. And instead of being mad at yourself, because you are, look at yourself and say what an extraordinary road it has been. Not, I haven't gotten it perfect. You know, I'm still mucking things up. We all are. Show yourself grace. It moves us to your spirit message, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And take time just to focus on your breath. Even if just by focusing on your breath you wind up falling asleep, that's okay. When you start to meditate, that can happen a lot. But focusing on your breath, letting your body release, letting yourself detox and connect. Be very mindful with the food that you put in your body. Be very mindful with how you're taking care of yourself. Slow things down and simplify. It's going to be really important for this time, especially for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere who are going into the winter months. Slowing things down and simplifying is going to be what our soul is calling for. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going into, you know, the summer months, there is the sense of eating the richness of the earth. That's going to be very important. And you can speed things up, but do so gently. It's kind of like a gentle joy coming in. You don't have to do everything all at once. So be aware of that. It moves us then to the chakra message, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Communication. A lot is coming in. You are saying a lot to yourself, and you're going to be ignoring it because you're going to be like, oh, well, that's silly, or oh, I was just frustrated. No, what are you hearing around you? Intuitively, personally, you know, what are you picking up from the people around you? Okay, are you in a good energetic place? Are you not? This is time to free yourself. This is time to ground yourself. And it moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have rebirth and the Six of Swords. Be mindful of being afraid to move forward, and be mindful of being afraid to be reborn, to transform. There's a sense here of wanting to stay just as things were, or step into the past of how it was. The past is done. As much as that might be heartbreaking to us, as much as that can be overwhelming, honor it. But know that it is time now for you to move forward in grace and in beauty of spirit. It brings us then to the subconscious spirit message, which is blissful. Let yourself be filled with bliss. It moves us then to the chakra message of divine wisdom, the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. You are downloading a lot of wisdom energetically, personally, especially around your throat chakra. We've had the swords come up so much here. Be mindful of your throat chakra. Be mindful of your thyroid. Humming, drinking warm teas with ginger and honey can be really, really good for you during this time. And it is that connection to divine wisdom that is coming forward. It is being said around you and to you. Now it is time to listen to the words. Listen to the words of spirit and listen to the energy of yourself. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. The Hangman. You are berating yourself for seeing things differently until you accept that you see things differently. And as long as you move forward in love, in kindness, you walk gently on this earth, you do no harm. You don't have to be like, oh, I don't fit in. That's wrong. No. You might be in the wrong spot. The job, you might want to change it. The house, you might want to move. You might want to wait till everything kind of calms down and the world becomes less crazy. Give yourself time. Show yourself grace. Ground yourself. Because right now, there's an energy here of I'm running away. But until you take the reins and say, this is what I'm running to, this is what I'm going after, the Fool, taking that leap of faith on something that you're like, this is my heart's call, which can be hard to know. I'd be happy to do a reading for you on it, but this is my heart's call. Let's go for it. It is time to move forward. And it moves us then to the subconscious tarot message. And this is you, the Queen of Pentacles coming through. You have all this masculine energy here. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles come forward. It is embracing your sacred feminine subconsciously. It is saying, how do I nurture what it is that I'm growing? Instead of saying it will bend to my will, how do I nurture it so that it can grow better? Is it in the right soil? Am I moving forward the right way? Am I listening to myself? Crowned with love is going to be so important. And moving forward in joy. But the Queen of Pentacles, dress for success. Make yourself, feel proud about yourself. That's so important for the queens, but especially the Queen of Pentacles, that connection with the earth and being proud of who you are. Also, eating seasonal foods, that could be a really good thing, even if you get them frozen in the grocery store. I know people will be like, that's terrible. No, it's okay. They're flash frozen. They still have a lot of their nutrients in them. All right, guys. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Bye.